Hello and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Topham, and over the last week I went to Colorado, more specifically Aspen, to go snowboarding. I think I talked about it a little bit last week. Next week hopefully I will have a guest. I need to get that sorted and arranged. Anyway, I went to Aspen with Rachel's uncle Chris and his partner Keith, and we had a good time. I ended up snowboarding 5 days, and, well, I say 5 days. I did go out 5 days. On the first day I went out and just practiced doing some snowboarding and just had a good time going up and down Aspen Mountain. It turns out that wasn't really the way to do it. You stay up at the top, you catch Ajax back up, because the lower area tends to be a little more icy and dangerous and difficult to traverse and generally busier with more learners. And then that was a good day. I went out looking for a board on Monday, and then Tuesday I went to Snowmass, and I left where we were staying at 8, and I got back at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I was out for so long snowboarding. I actually skipped lunch that day as well. And, it was a really, really good day snowboarding. I traversed as much of Snowmass as I could. Sheer Bliss and Big Burn lifts weren't open, so the way up to the Cirque wasn't open, but I managed to get there on the Thursday when I went down. I spent Wednesday at Buttermilk. On Thursday when I got up, I wanted to take as many photos as I could. Luckily, Sheer Bliss and Big Burn were open, so I got to try out some runs that I hadn't before, as well as the Cirque being open, which is, I think, the highest peak you can get to. There were no trees up there. It was rather barren. The wind was very strong. It's about 3,400 meters above sea level. It was very cold. It was like probably the coldest I've been ever. And it was just, fascinating. I've got some pictures from there that were posted in my journal on Sunday. I posted a few panoramic pictures. I have a bunch of other pictures as well that I might share at some other point in the future as well. There are some good pictures in there, actually. I'm happy with quite a lot of the ones I took. My favourite panorama came from a Thursday when I was near the top of the Elk Camp lift on a run called Sandy Park, which was probably my favourite run. I really liked the whole area for snowboarding because it was so easy to just traverse, make massive turns. Some areas were really good for building up speed, other areas were good for just being able to go without stopping for quite some time. On Buttermilk, I found the longest route down. On Snowmass, when the Cirque was open, I found the way to do the longest run possible, but I decided I wanted to go back up Sheer Bliss and Big Burn a few times to get those runs down, because those were really fun runs as well. Then, I said I went out for 5 days. I skipped Monday, but I went out on the Sunday. And then Friday, I went out for one run. It had been snowing and was difficult. And the 3 days prior had been relatively warm. Those days peaking over freezing. So around 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So 2 to 5 degrees Celsius. And that made conditions actually very difficult because it was snowing and the snow had melted on Thursday, particularly. It was noticeable, and then refrozen overnight, so most of the terrain was actually ice. It was thinly veiled ice, like thinly dusted with snow on the Friday. I took one run down and bailed twice pretty hard, so I was just like, I'm calling it a day there. And that was it. I had a really, really good time the whole week. I really, really enjoyed it. And I just had a great time. Got back and have just been chilling out, looking for jobs ever since. I don't think there's anything else I really want to share right now. So thank you very much for listening. Have an exciting week. All my favourites. Goodbye.